Hey everyone, welcome back to the 90th minute. We are your hosts. We got Woz, Lucas, Greg, and myself, Liam. Welcome back to another midweek episode and a Champions League recap. If you are not subscribed on YouTube yet, make sure you are and hit that bell notification. As well, follow us along on any and all social medias, including TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. Links are in the description. And check out our audio apps, Spotify, what else? Anchor, Apple Podcasts. I don't know how to follow that one.
Two big ones, really.
It's pretty big.
Spotify and Apple.
Yes.
So.
Check us out. We're on all platforms. Hit us up there. But, like I said, this is a midweek episode. This is a Champions League recap. Lucas, you okay? Lucas, it's okay?
It is what it is. Come on, man.
Why is this guy beside me?
I just wanted to say
Why is he over there?
Come on.
Why is he here in general?
Come on, Europa League is what matters.
It's been a big week for him. First he beats City, now Liverpool get knocked out.
It's a great time to be a United supporter.
Out of the four of us, he's the only one left in Europe.
There's only, four British teams left? I mean,
You're not
soon
in
to be
Europe.
3, because...
Fulham's not in Europe, Greg. I hate to break it to you.
Anyways, let's get down to something a little bit more serious.
Let's do it.
The coronavirus is destroying football in a sense.
Well, affecting the world.
It has not
The world, yes, but generally we are a football podcast, so I think we should just go over what's happening in the football world with the coronavirus, or COVID-19, as they like to say.
It's been an interesting few months here.
As of right now, some breaking news. I mean, this is going to be released tomorrow on news. Daniele Rugani of Juventus has been contracted the virus. He's tested positive. And apparently Inter Milan have suspended all competitive activities because he played on the weekend.
Yeah.
So.
And also there's a guy on Hanover 96 that tested positive as well.
The owner of Olympiacos and Nottingham Forest, he tested positive, and of course Olympiacos just played Arsenal, so Arsenal under quarantine.
And everything in Italy has been suspended.
Italy's been shut down,
April.
so they're saying
all matches,
but also the Europa League's being affected because Inter Milan are still in that competition.
And teams don't want to travel to Italy, and
Spain
also,
as well.
Spain's not accepting travel from Italy, so
basically it's all just a mess.
It's a huge mess, and
plus
honestly,
there's no fans in the stadium as well, which is kind of weird. We'll touch on that later.
And this is just what's happening now, but we look forward a few months, and it's the Euros this summer, so who knows what's going to happen.
There's a high chance the Euros are going to be canceled.
Or at least postponed.
Delayed,
Postponed, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in a month's time all the leagues in Europe are just postponed until they settle this, and
even the Champions League might get postponed.
I mean, we're probably not gonna see any matches after the round of 16. At least for a month or so, and that's my guess.
That's gonna push things back a lot more too, potentially.
Which, as football fans, it sucks, but
thing is with the
has to happen.
The Euros, it's kind of different. It's not in one country; it's kind of all over Europe.
That's
probably gonna get canceled regardless.
I think that's a huge reason why it will be postponed, because of the travel will spread it even more.
When this idea came about let's have the Euros all over Europe. This is great, and then this happens, and then UEFA's probably like, crap.
I mean,
what just happened?
They should probably have the Euros next year, probably.
I would hope so, unless the world's not burning on fire.
What's possibly going to happen is the domestic leagues and Champions League, Europa League will be pushed back a few months, so they'll enter into the summer. Probably then your Euros will be 2021.
The most important question. What happens to the 90th minute?
Oh, we'll be fine.
We'll be good. We've got content coming. It'll be different if that's what happens.
We might be in hazmat suits, but...
No hazmat suits. No, but we had a plan in place for what's going to happen for the Euros, and if that does change, we will change for it, and there'll be good content coming out. So make sure you are subscribed, like I said, and check out our other channel, our second channel, for some best clips. I'll have the link in the description for that one.
Yeah,
but
also with the Serie A, they're contemplating 3 different options.
Yeah.
Like a playoff system to determine winners and relegation European spots. Just taking the standings as it is now and not awarding a league title at all. And then taking the standings as it is now and awarding the league title to, which would be Juventus.
Yeah. But
no surprise.
We'll talk about this more on our Sunday podcast as we review it all and break down the week.
And more news is going to keep happening.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a type of thing that changes daily.
Hourly,
it's just getting
almost,
worse and worse right now.
But let's talk about the Champions League, the round of 16. We officially have 4 teams through to the next round. And let's start with the reigning champions, Liverpool, because they are out of Europe.
It is what it is.
Of course, Lucas is a Liverpool fan.
Insert that? Like what?
I think your voice is perfect for that.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I made a TikTok on that too.
Yes.
Lucas is a Liverpool fan. It's upsetting for him. Tell us how you feel, Lucas.
Oh, I am pissed off about it. I'm definitely not. I'm not pissed off for maybe the reasons you might think.
Okay.
I'm not pissed off at our performance because I thought we played incredibly throughout the most of the match. I'm not pissed off at Adrian because mistakes happen and he knows that he made a mistake. And I'm not pissed off at the substitutions that were made or anything like that. I'm just pissed that we lost and because we played so well.
Yeah. It ends 3-2 Atletico Madrid on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. It did go to extra time, as I'm sure you all know. During the match, though, during the regular 90 minutes, Liverpool were full of energy. They were pressing well. They were creating chances. They were 100% on the front foot, but that was to be expected.
We knew they were going to come out
Madrid,
and do that, yeah.
Atletico are a team that sit back. They like to defend. They soak up pressure.
Although it's very rare when we see them score 3 goals. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
Oh, I'm pissed that we lost at Anfield. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
It is the first loss at Anfield since January, I believe they
Can we
said.
still use that
of last year, a full year.
Can we still use that title
Against
idea?
Bayern Munich.
No.
We didn't lose against Bayern Munich last year.
No, it was okay. Sorry, that was the first time you conceded at home. No, you didn't score. Didn't score at home.
I mean, this is the first time we lost at Anfield since
It's been like 40,
Palace. No,
40 something games.
I think Crystal Palace 2017 when Gerrard's last home game. I think that might be the last one. And also first time we've lost at Anfield in the Champions League since that Real Madrid match many years ago.
Yeah.
With Rodgers, yeah.
The opening scoring was through Gini Wijnaldum. It was very similar to the Barcelona goal he
He
scored.
had such a good match.
He had a
he was
fantastic
he was
game.
great.
His energy was good. His pressing was good. He was moving the ball forward well.
Him and Oxlade-Chamberlain were running the show,
Yeah.
honestly. Especially Oxlade-Chamberlain getting into great positions. I think Atletico Madrid were just not tracking his runs, and he was able to receive the balls in great positions. And
They
was
weren't
dangerous.
expecting a midfield just to run in behind and make those great passing plays.
Captain Jay Hendo came back into the lineup, and you know what? I think he actually had a very good game.
Yeah, for a guy who just came back from injury, he had a great match, and he obviously made sense that he had to just get subbed off eventually
Yeah.
because he's not fully match fit, which is understandable.
You could tell they liked having their captain back in the lineup.
He brings so much to them in terms of leadership and just his quality delivering. I think his ball playing.
I didn't really
brilliant.
watch much of this match except for extra time because I was watching more of the Dortmund match. But
That's
it looked like Jay Hendo was just bullying some of those Atletico players. I just saw him like tackling Joao Felix all
He
the
did
time.
send
It was
Joao Felix
beautiful.
flying one time.
It's like meet the Premier League Joao. How do you pronounce it?
Joao?
Joao. Okay.
Joao.
maybe Joao, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways,
We're
it
not
was great. I
Portuguese.
love it. It was just an classic
We're not
English
European. We're not American.
country tackle.
We're not.
It's like meet Jordan Henderson. You don't mess with this guy.
Yes.
But Liverpool, they were creating chances. They were pressing well. And you know what? In the 90 minutes, they had a handful of chances that they probably should have capitalized on.
Yeah, honestly, like with it only being 1-0, it was kind of surprising. It was and frustrating at the same time. I was encouraged throughout the match because we were creating good chances, getting into dangerous positions, but it was just annoying we couldn't get the final shot to go into the back of the net. Robertson hit the crossbar.
I went nuts with that bar. It's like, oh my god, how close could you get?
I mean, if you just look at the stats, you would think Liverpool went through this.
How
tie,
good
but
was All Black?
yeah.
All Black had a fantastic
Honestly.
match.
He just controlled the match. Honestly,
I think
He's
it
a
proved
great
He
goalie.
proved why he's a top 3 goalie maybe.
Top
honestly.
3, top 5, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
But there wasn't really like a one-on-one opportunity where Oblak had to make a save or like a great chance that was close to the net. A lot of those
That's why I was
chances that
saying-
were close to the net missed the net.
that's what I was saying. He just controlled the match, though. He helps his defense
Yeah.
out. He controls it, and
But I think none of us are surprised that this is how the 90 minutes played out with Liverpool on the front foot, Liverpool pressing, Liverpool attacking, and Atletico sitting back because that's what they do. They defend, they soak up pressure, and more importantly, they capitalize on the chances they get.
Yeah, and they nearly shocked Anfield before it happened in the 94th minute or something with a free kick, but I think it was Saul who headed it in, but he was offside, thankfully.
Was the heart a little bit shaky after that?
No, I was pretty sure he was offside.
I saw it, and I was like live, and I was
yeah,
like, he's
Simeone and the
offside.
bench all stormed the field only
I
to
feel
turn
like
back
as
around.
a Liverpool supporter, you've gone through all the emotions, so nothing can really hurt you at this point. over the last couple of years.
I mean, if the
It
last
still sucks.
I mean, if the last few years didn't happen, this would hurt a lot more, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still stings. I'll probably get over it in like an hour because in the end of the day, it's just football. I get over it. My life will move on.
It's also just it's around the 16, and at the end of the day, you're gonna win a Premier League title.
You got a title that's coming. You got to look forward to
It's
that.
a trophy system.
Although we might have to wait a little longer if the Premier League is
Or
postponed.
That'd be a
they'll
shame.
lift a title at an empty stadium.
No, honestly, I know we should talk.
They have to go into playoffs for the title.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now.
So at the end of the 90 minutes, it is 1-0 Liverpool after the Wijnaldum goal. Means it goes to extra time. In extra time, it was a bit of a flip of the script.
Not initially.
Not in the first half of extra time, yes.
Well, I guess in the middle of extra time, sure. But yeah, a great cross. I think it was from Gini Wijnaldum, who did brilliantly
to get by.
Yeah,
the defender. I don't remember who it was.
It was probably Lodi, I think.
Yeah, I think
because it was on the
Lodi.
left-hand side of Atletico's defense.
But a great ball after and a great play by Firmino. Unlucky to hit the post, but he gets his own rebound.
Yeah.
I was very hyped. I was yelling, yes.
And then there's me when I see that goal go on. I'm like, is there any way that's offside, please? Like, come on, call it off. But
Firmino gets a bit lucky. Like I said, he gets his own rebound off the post, but huge for him. That's his first goal at Anfield this year.
Yeah,
It's crazy to think of.
And it's his first Champions League goal. This is a guy that, was it last year, 2 years ago, had 10 in the group stages?
No,
Like,
2 years ago he was tied with Salah and Firmino.
Yeah.
I mean Salah and
yeah,
Mane.
your entire team was just scoring goals for fun 2 years ago.
I think they all had like double digits, which was insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to see Bobby score. He was playing well, and
He was deserving of a goal.
he was unlucky to not score at Anfield earlier this season many times.
Yeah.
But like Woz said, it is what it is. I don't
Okay, let's
Yeah, we can stop
Honestly,
with
that
that.
could just be the title of this video.
Honestly.
It is what it is.
And I think after that goal, me and Liam, I think we're both thinking, maybe Lucas, I don't know, it was over.
I mean, yeah, essentially you'd think like when Firmino scored, it's game over.
I
but-
genuinely thought it would be Liverpool would just. I think that I actually
Cruise
thought they
to
would
a
add
victory.
on another one. I thought it would just be stamp it out now. get it
Realistically,
over.
I thought we'd be able to defend it out, but Atletico would push towards the end
Yeah.
of added extra time.
They
but
did not give up.
it only took a few minutes.
It was not very
Yeah.
long for them to come down. And
Adrian.
after a Champions League final in 2018, what did you think of? Like, what was your going through your mind when that happened?
I mean, I'm like, oh crap. But then I thought when Joao Felix passed, I thought we were fine. But I guess Adrian wasn't able to be in a
Recover.
good enough position to stop the shot, and it sucks. And it gave Atletico Madrid the advantage.
The ball gets played out to Adrian and he clears it. It was a poor clearance right to Atletico Madrid, and like Luke said, they finish the ball. They score, killing Anfield, killing any.
Well, it didn't kill it
That
because
didn't kill it then. It was bad.
That
but
was a big old dagger right there. Anfield lost a lot of momentum. The players dropped a little bit.
of course, because it was really high.
Oh, he was
and then it
huge.
just went down.
It was
so
a
quickly.
huge contrasting of emotion
Yeah.
within minutes, and I think that it's stupid to say, but I think that goal really is what crushed Liverpool.
Well, I wouldn't say that crushed it. I'd say the goal that happened
After.
8 minutes later killed it because
this
it-
goal was terrible. Like for Liverpool, of course.
I
'cause
think just because they thought, there we go, we've won it, we've won the tie, we got the goal, let's just be solid, and then boom, immediately
It
to
seems
concede.
Klopp has had some post-game comments. I don't understand with the quality they have, the football they play. They could play proper football, but they stand deep and have counterattacks. I realize I'm a really bad loser, especially when the boys put such an effort in against world-class players on the other side who defend with 2 rows of 4.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
he's not wrong, but at the same time, you have to acknowledge that's Atletico's Madrid's play style. That's their strength.
A lot of teams do that now, to be honest. Like,
I mean,
I feel like a lot more teams play more counterattacking and pressing nowadays than
Yeah.
sit back.
Atletico Madrid is
Teams
capable of
do
playing a better style of play. I've seen it several times this season, but they don't because they obviously don't have the strongest goal scoring, so it costs them in the end.
I do agree with him to an extent because it is a bit frustrating to see a team of this quality, and they have great players, just sit back. But if that's what their strength is and that's what Simeone's tactics are, That's what
You
they
gotta
are.
do
You
it.
can't. You have to go and beat that. You can't just expect them to change automatically.
You got to change your tactics around.
Who'd
to
you
beat
say was
that.
the man of the match?
For Liverpool or just in general?
In general.
I mean, I think you have to give it to
Llorente.
I mean,
He only played.
Probably
He
against All
scored 2
Black.
goals.
I mean, he's the reason why we're out.
Yeah.
Uh,
I would like to give a shout to Wijnaldum and Oxlade-Chamberlain because I thought they were both brilliant.
I thought Thomas
Thomas
Partey was
Thomas
played
Partey,
a
yeah.
great game.
and Felipe's always been solid. in
But
these
let's talk
two
about the
games.
second goal in extra time though for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
We did, yeah, his second goal.
Yeah,
It was a.
Can you talk about it, Liam?
it was just a bit of a. I don't want to say it's a defensive blunder.
I mean, they were showing him onto to his left foot, but then he cut onto his right foot, and
It was.
they were jockeying him pretty.
It was
poorly
one of the
after
only
that.
times where we saw Liverpool kind
This
of
is his
caught
second
out.
goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is the only time I think Liverpool were short numbers in the back. They weren't all in their natural positions. They weren't looking
it
at
was
the ball. They were running
strange.
behind kind of thing. Because it was like a 3-on-1 in a sense.
I mean, it was 1-on-3 really.
That's
Three
what
on
If
one,
anything,
one
I'm
on
just
three,
saying, I
yeah.
thought it was a great strike.
It was.
It was
a
a
great
fantastic-
strike.
Yeah, honestly.
But I thought Liverpool shouldn't have allowed that strike to
Yeah.
happen.
The
and I
ball-
think that's what Adrian thought
Yeah,
too. I thought pretty sure he wasn't expecting it to go through.
That's how the sport is sometimes, you know.
The build-up should never have happened like that. They should have been stamped out before. A challenge should have been made. But he does get the ball. Llorente gets the ball into his right foot. He curls it past Adrian into the net. It doesn't matter if you're Adrian or if you're Allison. That's going in.
Yeah, it was a great strike. Fair play to Llorente there. I think we should have defended that a lot better. I thought we initially did, but then for some reason we just let him cut onto his right foot so easily.
And then at that point, you need to score 2 goals in the second half of extra time.
I still believed at this time because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not
they-
gonna give up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have like basically proved the impossible.
They scored-
I didn't think there was a chance.
They
after that
scored
one,
2
but-
goals in that first.
But you're
half
going
extra time.
against arguably the best defensive side in Europe.
But it's also was the best team in Europe at that.
If they were somehow able to pull that off, that would be even almost bigger than Barcelona coming
I
back.
also just don't think it
But-
helped that Liverpool were kind of in poor form going into this tie.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
just
sure.
recently.
this has been the worst
so-
month in Liverpool
You
for
got, you gotta
past probably
admit that
2 years.
Atletico was able to just take advantage of the fact.
You're missing your key goalie, and
Yeah,
as much as you don't want to blame Adrian, like,
mean-
and you can't really. It just sucks.
it's not Adrian's fault that Allison got injured. It's just
that
bad
too,
luck.
but a lot of people are now saying, is Allison the best player at Liverpool?
I mean, Allison's definitely one of the best players at Liverpool.
He's
one of my
dependable.
favorites.
He's dependable.
He's definitely a great shot stopper one-on-one. He's a great
And
distributor of the ball.
Sorry, I think my problem with Adrian is he a reliable backup? Is he someone you can really
I
rely
think he
on that
is.
right now?
I do think he is. I think he's just had a couple of shaky moments because he is
just-
capable of a mistake.
It just sucked that he has to come in such a tough game.
Huge
honestly.
opportunity,
Well,
yeah.
he only played
if you
one
want a good
game
backup,
before.
maybe go get that Kepa lad. Chelsea.
No one's gonna pay him to be a back.
But Chelsea are rumored to be looking at All Black now as their
That'd be a
replacement.
great
That'd be a
signing,
huge
yeah.
signing.
You got to remember though, Adrian started the season. And
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
did
because of that
good. He did
injury.
really good. It's just unfortunately, it's just unlucky.
There was a third goal though that
Sealed
ultimately killed off any glimmer
Yeah, it
of
sucks.
chance.
Well, by this time, I pretty much knew we weren't gonna come back because 2 goals in like a minute.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, really?
And it was Morata.
Alvaro Morata, the man who Lucas calls Mr. Offside,
For once, he wasn't offside.
the
You knew it wasn't
ex-Chelsea
our day.
man, he cuts through the middle of the pitch and slots it home coolly and sends Atletico into absolute raptures at Anfield.
What's that saying that Simeone always says? Cojones?
Cajones!
He probably said in the dressing room, you could be the only team in Europe to have the cojones to beat Liverpool at Anfield. Do you have what it takes? That's basically what he said.
Probably.
And
I mean,
that's-
to use the word, it's huge cajones from Alvaro Morata
Yeah,
to
that's-
be calm in that situation. A man who has had his fair share of moments where he's messed up and not being clinical. He was clinical here. He killed the game off, and
I mean, if he
it
didn't-
crushes Liverpool.
If you didn't score that, I think you'd never score a goal again.
It's Alvaro Morata. You never know with him.
Yeah.
My last question to Lucas is, what's wrong with Liverpool at the moment?
I thought we played well in this match.
No, I just in general.
I think they generally did play well. I think they were
They deserve to win.
deserving of the 1-0 victory in the 90 minutes. It was the extra half an hour that just killed them.
Yeah, it was just mistakes killed us in this extra time period. Atletico Madrid didn't give up. They stayed resilient. They stayed focused throughout the entire match, and that proved to be beneficial for them. And we didn't take the chances that we did get.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what is wrong with Liverpool? Well, I mean, it's been a terrible month for them, but, they are on track to win the Premier League.
Like we were saying, you just go get your Premier League title and bounce
Come
back next
Come back
season.
next year, yeah.
Yeah.
now
'Cause this team's not a million miles away from being Champions League victors again.
I mean, we probably should have been contenders this season, but obviously
Yeah.
it's not the case this season. And
it happens. It's just it's football.
yeah,
You thought James Milner should have been sent off?
In the final minute, I thought he was kind of a dirty play. I thought it was a little bit of some intent there. I don't know.
I actually was really happy James Milner came on. I thought he did well.
You just
Yeah.
love James Milner, don't you?
Yeah,
I
100%.
just get a
Yeah.
James Milner Liverpool kid at this point.
I love James Milner.
Or,
That guy's
or
great.
better yet, England kid. James Milner.
No.
I want to see you wear that.
Oh.
He's going to Leeds when Leeds go
Oh.
up. Back to
No.
Leeds.
That'd be a signing and a half, but no.
Build him a statue.
Let's move on to the other match of today. PSG.
The boys
They hosted Borussia
in
Dortmund.
black and yellow have bowed out.
BVB.
It's a shame. It's sad to see, but I'll be honest. I watched the match and
They didn't deserve it.
Dortmund did not bring the cojones.
No.
That's the best way of putting it.
Honestly, it's not a bad way of putting it.
The thing, Dortmund clearly deserved the win and the first
I
leg.
think
Yes.
And this leg, they didn't deserve it at all.
It
That's
no.
ends-
how
I
it
think
is.
they lacked energy. They lacked to be a threat. I know. They seem to lack creativity as
Do you
well.
think that first leg, all the energy they created, all the
Not even-
insane moments that they capitalized on, do you think that kind of was the most they could give?
I don't know. I kind of want to say a factor that could have played is the fact there was no fans in the stadium.
It does. It
it
does
is
end 2-0
very
at an
strange.
empty Parc des Princes. The
it-
PSG fans were outside
Yeah,
setting off fireworks. I like that.
that
That
was
was
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
cool.
you gotta enjoy that,
Oh,
like
look.
that they're still there.
you could argue it's not the smartest to have so many people in a big gathering area.
Oh, probably.
But who are we
not,
going to
but,
say to
like,
stop them?
No.
Just-
If my team is playing and I can't go to
Yeah.
the game, I was still going to the stadium, kind of thing, and that's what I would say.
You'd risk getting a disease.
Oh yes, that's okay. Football first.
You're young. You'll survive.
Yeah,
Wait, that's
I'll
kind
be
of a dark
okay.
way of putting
Football
it.
I mean,
first.
yeah, but you don't. I won't talk.
Yeah,
about
let's
Toronto.
just.
Sorry
Anyway.
for bringing it up.
Yeah.
But the first leg ended 2-1 for Dortmund. We saw Haaland having an absolute masterclass. The man has been a little bit quiet the last few games. His 2 or 3
Look.
games in a row he hasn't scored, which for most people it's like, okay,
Haaland
whatever.
might have not
but for Haaland, it's like, what?
Do I see it?
19-year-old not scoring.
Haaland had
What?
the masterclass in Dortmund.
He did.
Neymar had the masterclass in this match. He was phenomenal. I thought he was
Neymar
running
was-
the game.
Yeah, he.
Neymar pissed me off at the beginning.
Oh,
He was
'cause
Oh,
Well,
that
doing
one
it-
dive.
Oh.
was
Guess what?
so-
I'm so used to seeing Neymar roll around. It doesn't even phase me
It
anymore.
pisses
I
me
just,
off.
I just like. I just admire his quality.
It
I just found it
pisses me
funny
off.
that
That's
he,
good.
Yes.
he injured himself off that.
Yes,
because he fell over.
He launched himself on the ground and hurts his shoulder. I was like, well, sucks to be
if,
you.
if anything, I think
Neymar.
him and Sterling should have a diving tea party thing. But that's just my opinion.
The thing, okay, and PSG were dominating this game
Oh, without
right
a doubt.
until Neymar scored. Once Neymar scored, Dortmund they woke up a
They
little.
started to press a little bit more. I would say they started to. I mean,
They
get
woke
their
up a little,
legs,
tried to
but
get a few
They were.
chances
They
in.
were
but
still.
They still, yeah.
They,
They
wasn't
weren't
enough.
We went on and on about the midfield of Chan and Axel Witsel.
How good it was.
Did they have an impact on this game anywhere close to what they did
No,
last
definitely
game?
no. I
Not
think
at
Axel
all.
Witsel was okay. I think Emre Can though he looked like he wasn't. He
Off
shouldn't.
the pace a
He
little
shouldn't have been in the match with the way he played. Hakimi played well. I thought Pisha could have been better as well.
Hakimi had so many chances
Yeah,
to put a good
he
ball
was
in, and he
creating
never
the-
did.
I feel like Hakimi and Sancho are creating the best chances for Dortmund. I thought Thorgan Zard was kind of quiet.
But I don't
But-
think Hakimi got into those
Yeah.
chances because his teammates passed
If
him the
anything,
ball, but he never
I
got
think-
it back.
Create, yeah.
I think it's
Especially
just,
when you have a guy like Haaland in the middle where you can whip the ball into him. You need to be putting it on
I
the
think
spot.
Dortmund's
Yeah.
defense just wasn't organized well enough. Then, with the way when you have Di Maria, Cavani, Neymar attacking you, pressing you.
But-
There's no getting around. PSG's a damn good team. They can score goals. They can attack. And you know what? They look defensively all right this year.
If
I
anything-
respect PSG for this game because they were working hard for it.
Yeah.
they
really
want
wanted
to
it.
win. I think Tuchel,
Di Maria was
especially.
going back, making in good
Yeah.
tackles, honestly, and it's not something you usually see.
No.
You don't
And
see
there
an
was
attacking player like that.
later in the game, especially, I think Emre Can made some silly mistakes. Like he tried doing a back pass and he had like Di Maria right behind him. It's like okay.
Also, do you think Dortmund came into this match with the wrong game plan?
Probably. I think it was just like a tactical masterclass.
What do you think their
from
game
Chan.
plan was coming into this game? But either of you.
Probably the same as before.
Do you think they were kind of relying on scoring?
Or do you think they
Essentially,
were they like sitting back a bit more?
I don't know. It did seem like they lacked that creativity and fluidity that they had in the first match. I just think PSG had them on lockdown. If anything, PSG's defense was phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's it. And I don't know why. Like
and
when I look,
Neymar was just Neymar. He took his chance.
Neymar does
good.
score. It did piss me off though. He did use the Haaland celebration. And I saw a tweet going, did this 19-year-old actually get under the skin of his multi-billion-dollar team? And I was like, I think he actually did.
But no, honestly, I think Neymar was just running things, and they kind of proved to why if the Champions League does go on this season, that they're contenders.
PSG's still a contender, yeah.
Like,
And
you have one of the best front threes in Europe with Mbappe, Neymar, and Cavani. Now, Mbappe did not start because he was a bit ill. He got tested for corona. He doesn't have it. He's okay.
This is the type of match that PSG should have played against Manchester United last season.
Yeah,
and I
100%.
I think what might have almost screwed them is a mentality that let's not have this happen again.
If PSG had this game against United, there's no way Ole gets the job. Where the hell would United be today? I don't want to turn this into a United conversation.
I don't want to even think about that.
What if kind of thing?
Don't worry. One day we're gonna have an episode dedicated to Manchester United.
We will this summer, 100%.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember each of the PSG's eliminations these past few years, Neymar has been injured, and this season he got to play both legs, and he proved to be influential in both times.
They didn't.
This
need
is the
Mbappe.
first time that they've gone through the round of 16 for quite some time now.
I don't want to compare Neymar to Messi, but I feel like Neymar is almost as influential for PSG as Messi is for Barcelona.
He better be. He's a world record signing.
He's really
He
proven his
better be
value.
influential.
So I'm like,
he was all over the place. Like he was everywhere.
Let's talk about. I think the strangest factor, the fact no fans in the stadium. Like the energy is so different. Like
I struggle
don't
to
know.
watch those games. I gotta be honest.
I find it easier.
I can watch the game and the play style, but I struggle to get into the match.
I kind of see more of what's happening around the pitch. I feel like I'm less distracted with what's happening in the stands, kind of.
So you think you can become a great tactician if there's no fans in stadium?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, I think it's
the next.
not even that. I feel like there's less pressure on the players, right, as well.
I think it's beneficial for the home team because it gives you like some adrenaline rush.
A little bit too,
but it's also like better. It might be better for the away team.
And also the intensity kind of dies down.
Well, it was so fun when Neymar scored. PSG is just going nuts. Yeah, and then it's so just going around the stadium. There's no one there, but PSG's just going nuts.
Did anyone see Neymar during the Champions League anthem? He applauded the fans. he turned around, and applauded the stadium. Neymar, there's no one there.
Hey man,
just clapping at chairs.
Relax. Neymar's he's living the dream. So I would do the same.
Would you? Applaud
I'm a
plastic
strange
chairs.
I'm very strange. Let's be honest.
Oh my god.
But okay, let's talk about the final result.
Yeah.
PSG win 2-0 on the night. It ends 3-2.
What was your thoughts on the red card?
Oh, I didn't really get a good look at it. Greg, did you see the red card?
Yeah. Emre Can pushed Neymar down, tackled him. It was getting a yellow card for sure for it. And Neymar kind of went into him and just... There was a bit of a thing.
Yeah, there was a bit of a tussle going on. There was,
And then Chan pushed him over, and that caused just a brawl, basically.
If I'm Emre Can, I'm taking that red card. I gotta be honest.
So Emre Can got double yellowed.
What we learned is that Emre Can cannot keep his cool when he's losing. He's kind of like
this is one one side of that. How can you blame him for not keeping his cool when he's losing?
The thing is, Marquinhos, Neymar, and Di Maria all got yellow cards as well.
And let's not forget when Mbappe came on, I feel like Dortmund kind of lost it. Neymar and Mbappe together are just phenomenal.
It's not a bad substitution to bring on Mbappe.
They work so well together off each other. It's like
I'm so kind of surprised PSG did bring him on though, because you should probably just try and rest him now.
I mean, it's not like he had physical.
It's just a throat infection, basically.
You should still try and rest someone like that.
Let's move on.
Especially because Di Maria is going to miss the next match now.
Yeah.
I mean, a match might not happen for a while.
Still, whatever.
So PSG are through, and Atletico Madrid are through.
So Dortmund and Liverpool both out. That's two.
I predicted Liverpool.
I predicted Dortmund.
You predicted Dortmund. You predicted Liverpool.
So did you.
Yeah. So
Woz.
You're the only one that can win.
yes.
You chose Bayern Munich.
Yes. Why would you choose Dortmund? They were in good form for like a month, and now
I mean, they could be getting good
That
form
team
again
is still
after.
really. If they're
Classic
on their
Dortmund.
day, they could crush PSG.
but the thing is, they're not
honestly.
consistent enough.
Yeah,
Right?
they're
I
not,
proved
yeah.
that in this match.
But
Now, would you like to talk about goals or embarrassment?
we're Spuds.
Let's talk about some embarrassment. Let's just
The embarrassment that
poke
is
fun
Spuds.
at Tottenham
I mean,
Hotspur.
embarrassment that is English teams in the round of 16 so far, other than City.
City's going through.
Oh, you never
We're,
know.
Yeah.
we're not talking about that right now, though. But
You don't know.
First of all, we never know because we all thought Liverpool was still going to go through, and they didn't. So
Well,
relax.
no, there's some concern.
I don't
I
know.
think City's actually winning right
We
now.
also thought that PSG was going to lose and get knocked out, but clearly not.
And
So
according to Liam's Instagram poll he put for the 90th minute account, he accidentally made a quiz where your choice, there's a good chance your choice of who's
Here's the
going
thing.
through was the wrong answer.
Here's the thing I learned. You can't not have a correct answer. On those quizzes, you have to have an answer that is the correct answer. So that quiz doesn't really work that well.
Who did you put as the correct answer?
Today, I chose, I think, Liverpool, Dortmund.
You chose yesterday.
But what was the choice
You
yesterday?
chose Valencia and Spurs.
I just typed in. I was like, whatever, that works. I don't know, man.
Those were
Instagram.
definitely the teams not
Instagram
going
hit
through.
us up.
So let's talk about Leipzig versus Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham had to overcome a 1-0 loss at their home
It
stadium.
ended 1-0 in the first leg in London, but it did not deserve to be 1-0. That game could have been 3-4-0 for Leipzig. They were dominant.
Yeah.
Spurs were played off the park, basically. It was a one-team performance.
And what happened this game?
They got played off the park again, and
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho is upset.
I would be too if I was the manager. I'm like, where was
If
the
I was a
effort?
manager of
Where
this
was-
tire fire, I might just
in
walk
a
out.
sense, you gotta like feel bad for Spurs because they've also had some key injuries. A lot of their top
definitely.
players are out,
That is what Mourinho put blame on, was how can you expect to win when you got 5 of your best players out injured?
but most of those players are forwards, right?
I agree with him that...
Where was the defense?
well,
They had Sanchez out.
Yeah.
They had Sissoko out. It's key players.
I
honestly.
agree. The injuries are huge for Spurs. I mean, you lose your two biggest goal threats in Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. That's going to be difficult. But I don't think the backups and the players who filled in for them, I don't think they're anywhere near good enough.
I mean, you knew it was bad when Mourinho subbed on a guy named Malachi Walcott.
I was looking for Troy Parrott, actually. I wanted him to come on.
Apparently, they don't want to play him because he's like associated with people that are part of Irish gangs.
That's fantastic. I actually love the guy even more.
Like,
I'm going to do my research on Troy Parrott.
Because there's pictures of him on the internet with people that are part of some Irish gangs, and
I wonder if he was in the movie The Irishman.
I mean, I don't think is that what the movie's about.
No.
I haven't
Just
seen it.
ignore Wasp.
Continue.
But yeah, throughout this match, early on Leipzig were definitely causing a lot of pressure and created the better chances because Sabitzer scored 2 goals.
He played really
He
well.
was
like-
fantastic.
Lloris,
All of
I think
Leipzig was
Sabitzer
yeah.
is honestly he's an underrated midfielder.
Yeah, Lloris had
Lloris
wrists of,
probably should have had that first one.
wrists of butter. That's my new favorite catchphrase because that happens every week now.
What is it?
Wrists of butter.
Is that what you call him now?
No, just
what
goalkeepers
he
who
did.
make blunders
Oh,
because they make the save and just it goes in off them.
Weak wrists.
yeah.
We Chris.
Butter wrists.
Yeah.
He should have saved it, honestly.
I kind of.
I've never rated Lloris as a top goalkeeper, and this proves
What?
why. I never have.
I thought he's always been solid.
He's
been-
solid,
I
but
always,
not
I,
elite.
I always feel like he's
Decent,
one of
but
the
not
better
as good as
players
everyone
on
says he
Spurs.
is.
I think he's a great goalkeeper,
Yeah.
but he just makes mistakes
I think
that cost.
I think
Maybe.
he's very blessed to have a World Cup in his trophy room.
No, he's a big part of it. He's the captain, for goodness sake.
I don't care.
Doesn't
I
help
think
when you
he's
have, like-
very blessed to have that trophy.
Not even that. It kind of helps that he has a really good squad in front
That's
of
what
him.
I'm saying.
And
His team in
Spurs-
front of him was damn good.
But Spurs in
Like-
general.
I mean, you can say his player
I mean,
Olivier
Come
Giroud
on,
has
man.
no goals in the World
show
Cup.
him some respect. The man made the Champions League final last year.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Do you want to get started with that Champions League final last year?
It wasn't.
The worst final in the history of the
I'm not
Champions
talking
League
about the final.
With a team that doesn't deserve to be there.
They got there, though.
If Ajax had gone to that final, I think you guys would have lost.
Excuse me. It's not. Okay, if we're talking about that final, it's not his fault that there was a penalty in the first
No,
2 minutes.
not at all. I'm not blaming him for the loss in the final. I'm just saying I don't rate him as high as the media does.
Well, the media also criticizes him a lot, too.
Okay,
Good.
we're talking about this match.
To be fair,
So let's go back to this
Right.
match.
To be
Keeps us on
fair,
the straight,
if I'm being
man.
honest, the media criticizes goalies like nothing. David De Gea has one bad game. Should they sell him? No.
Yes, bring in Dino Henderson.
No, let's not get into discussion. No, get out of here. You're a fool. Go back to Celtic
Swear's
Park.
pointing at me, but talking to you.
This is why he's usually hears yell at each other.
No, this is good.
a cross. I gotta lean back. There's a trophy in the bloody way.
What do you know of quality goalkeepers?
Got Fraser Forster
Okay. Where has he ended up?
back at Celtic.
Exactly. God.
What about Arthur Boric, the holy
Okay,
goalie?
we're not.
No, he's
Back
not.
to this match. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah,
professional
like we
Greg.
mentioned, Leipzig scored 2 goals. Sabitzer with a shot from outside the box, which we think Lloris should have done better, and then also the near post header, which you could say you could have done a bit better.
Yes.
But that one I'm more willing to accept because
Can I be honest? Spurs could have done a whole lot better in this whole tie.
yeah, like whenever they got forward and needed
Yeah.
to make a good pass,
They just didn't create anything.
Just
no, it
sounds
was
like
just bad.
Sounds like typical Spurs.
They were
Harry
absolutely. Spurs didn't even show up. Like they could have just stayed in London.
I'll
and
be
they
honest.
would have
Like,
put
if
more
you
of a
think about it,
fight.
I really do think Harry Kane makes his team tick.
I don't know if he makes some.
No, but he's a good leader to have on the pitch.
I think
He's
yeah,
definitely
that's
a key
actually
player
fair.
in this. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess
He's a danger man. You, as an opposition, you have to pay attention
Aside
to Harry
from-
Kane.
From Kane, who else is a leader on that team?
Lloris.
Lloris, yes, but
Sissoko.
Alderweireld,
I
Vertonghen.
don't see Eric Dyer as a
little.
leader.
Eric Dyer is scary. I don't know
Yeah.
how that man starts. Like,
Maybe Tanganga in 5 years.
He's the only.
But not yet. Like it's just.
well, you would say Vertonghen, Alderweireld, but
How about your homeboy Ndombele?
your homeboy.
Well, Jose apparently doesn't like the guy now.
and
homeboy.
another thing that Jose did say
Bring him
is
to Liverpool.
another thing that Jose did say is he would every player on Leipzig's bench he would have it like starting for him.
I think this.
Well,
Haidara, yes. Poulsen, yes. Forsberg, sure. Tyler Adams, yes. Lookman, maybe. Danny Olmo, yes. Mavogo, no.
But this just says a lot about Spurs recruitment and their their lack of spending in the past few transfer windows.
You wanna know a fun
This
fact?
team is decimated, and a couple of key injuries, and they're
just-
nowhere near good enough.
ruined
You want to know a
right now.
fun fact though?
Yes.
Julian Nagelsmann, he was 16 years old when Mourinho won the Champions League. at
You
Porto.
want to hear something else very funny and interesting? The last time Tottenham won a trophy, RB Leipzig did not exist. Leipzig started in 2009. Spurs won in 2008.
Yeah.
Good job, Tottenham. You
Spurs.
won't win shit ever again.
Spurs lost to an energy drink.
So another fun fact about Nagelsmann, youngest coach in CL quarterfinal ever.
Is he like 32 or something?
Yeah, Fabian is a big fan of him. He loves him.
This
I-
is just
I-
the
this
this is
guy's
the
a huge-
roast of the Spurs.
Yeah.
Of
No,
Spurs.
but this is a very exciting manager. I think Nagelsmann is destined for the top of Europe. I honestly think.
Yeah.
He legit could be managing for the next 30 years.
But he's
So,
brilliant.
the-
Like he's just got a way of energy to him. And yes, you have to give credit to the players, but he creates the player
He
systems.
brings out that
brings them-
energy of those players.
Honestly, Nagelsmann, his systems make a lot of his players look better than they actually are. Just look
Yeah.
at the
I
Hoffenheim
wonder
players
if
when they left Hoffenheim.
I wonder what Premier League clubs will be looking at him then.
Not,
Potentially.
I mean, in the future for sure, but currently he's working on this project at Leipzig and
Yeah,
it's working pretty well.
They're
He's
in the
very close.
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals and very
Nagelsmann-
close to a
they do.
Bundesliga title.
I know a lot of Germany fans don't like Leipzig because they don't really associate with the 50+1 rule.
That's
as
why
much.
it's a shame that they're through. It's a shame that they're through
Why is
because
it a
of
shame?
how dirty they are.
Let's talk about a bit of the scary moment though for Nordi Mukiele.
Oh, I didn't really quite see it.
It
But
looked very odd that he just got kicked in the face with the ball, but supposedly he kind of passed out by it and he swallowed his tongue.
Oh.
So that's why it was such an immediate response by the medics and the trainers. They stretchered him off.
Okay.
It was a weird moment because everyone's like, "Oh, he's just gonna get up." He just got kicked in the face.
Was there blood coming out of it?
No, there was
I thought I
nothing.
saw blood coming
It
out.
was just he got hit like the bottom of the chin with the ball, and it was like, okay, but no, it was a weird moment. Hopefully, he's all good.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we haven't heard anything bad in the news. So
let's talk about the goals. We haven't mentioned any of the goals yet.
Yeah, we have.
Have we?
the
Really?
first two.
2 goals by what's his name?
Sabitzer.
Marcel
We
Sabitzer.
talked about this like.
I don't know.
5 minutes ago.
There was a lot going on in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Who
we've
scored
been
the
roasting
third?
Spurs the entire
Who
time.
Brandon
scored the
Slow
third
today.
goal, Lucas?
Emil Forsberg.
I like that man. He came on within it was a couple minutes. He scored.
Yeah, he was
He
a
scored on his
one-season
first
wonder.
touch, I think.
Love that man. I like him. I always rated Forsberg.
He is a one-hit wonder
Hey,
or one-season wonder.
he's not.
I mean,
That's Ndombele for you.
when did he get 16 assists the second time?
Don't come at me with one-hit wonders. I'll just keep naming players you like. Nabil Fekir.
He's not a one-hit. Are you kidding me?
He was good for a couple of years, and the injuries hurt him.
That's not a one-season wonder.
He's not. He's not a one-season
Did
wonder.
you see his performance against Real Madrid? Are you kidding me?
No, I don't watch. I don't
No
watch
needs
Fekir. I'm sorry.
No needs Fekir.
I don't know how even Fekir gets into this conversation. He has no correlation.
Because he brought him up.
He's a good player, but his knees are shot.
Liam has to roast Lucas right now just because it's his only chance to.
Although I do feel like we can make a starting
club,
11.
My club's hurt me. I need to hurt
I
someone
don't
else
roast
now.
you. It's always him who roasts you.
Yeah, because he's a prick.
Waz
I don't know
roasts
what I did
everyone.
today.
Yeah, Waz just shoots like guns or VK. He just comes out firing like.
Even United when they're bad, he's just God. These guys are awful.
All right, but
Spurs are out.
Yeah, Spurs.
Jose's
All right.
crying.
did you think
The two finalists of
So
last season are
another
gone.
question: what happens to Jose after this? Anything? Do you think he will stay at Spurs?
He to the end of the year, guaranteed. Yes. After that,
He's not getting sacked.
And right now,
It's whether he leaves.
I think the better question: who is the better manager, Ole or Mourinho?
Oh my god.
I would like to see what Jose can bring in terms of recruitment this summer to see who
if they
can
allow
sign.
him to have a full window. Yeah.
It also say a lot about if they can keep a hold of Harry Kane because there's talk about him wanting to leave now. So the next, I'm going to say 4 to 5 months, depending on what happens with domestic leagues in next years.
Next year.
Well, next year, let's say.
He'll stay until
It'll be a big summer for Tottenham and Jose Mourinho, 100%.
We'll see what happens. And what is your thought on Tanganga's hockey hit?
It was great. He absolutely leveled
I
a
do
man.
him.
Like,
He's a very talented.
Do you
player.
think he should have got? It should have been a penalty.
nah, it's okay. I think it looks worse because both players were in the air and
Yeah,
I mean,
what's it?
it'd be 5 games
Upamecano wasn't
suspension in the
planted.
NHL.
anything's a 5-game suspension in the NHL nowadays. Soft league.
Leipzig are through. They are doing fantastic in the Bundesliga and now bringing that form into Europe. They are definitely a team you don't want to face. They can score. They're solid.
They're a scary
quick.
team.
Well, you know who you don't want to face either.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Atalanta, baby.
I know earlier you were talking about you didn't like the matches that are closed behind closed doors. Well, this one I actually really enjoyed watching.
I think this came into their advantage. It just seemed like they were playing a lot better and smoother with no fans, which is really weird to say. Actually, there's one fan in the
There was
stadium.
one fan, yes. The statue.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know.
nice.
It's
Good
a-
job,
it's a nice
Valencia.
This was a wild match. The
It
Scissors-
it was a lot. What did the first leg end?
It was it 4-1?
It was 4-1.
Yeah, it was
4-1 for Atalanta. So the tie was basically over before it started.
No, not necessarily. It's never over.
I do feel like what this proved to me is that Atalanta, without a doubt, a dark horse.
I thought you were going to say this proves that Ilicic is Ballon d'Or worthy.
I mean, in a couple matches, yes.
A couple matches.
I mean, he's only the 4th person to ever score 4 goals in the Champions League in a match.
Why are people sleeping on this guy? I feel like everyone's.
you didn't know who he was like
No, I was.
6
up 2
months
months
ago.
ago.
It's just he's been in goal scoring. This is like Lewandowski-esque goal scoring. You know why? Because he's Slavic. The Slavs know how to score goals.
The thing is,
Berbatov.
Yes.
the thing is with him Atalanta being able to score this many goals this game is Valencia had to go out and attack. They couldn't just
Yeah.
defend.
This was always going to be an open game because, like I said, Valencia had to score 3 goals to go through, kind of thing. And so we saw what?
No, sorry. Yeah.
3. So we saw a very open match, and it fell right into the hands of Atalanta, who just like to score. It ends
It was interesting.
4-3 on
Yeah.
the night, 8-4 on aggregate.
Funny.
Yeah.
that
None
Fra-
of us predicted 8-4.
Look.
What did we predict for
Just
this
find
one?
France.
Didn't we
Like
predict lots of
5-3 kind of thing.
I don't think
Like,
it
it was
helps.
damn near that in this one game.
I think
For-
Waz said 7-2 or something.
Yeah, that's something wild. I don't think it helps that you have Francis Coquelin at center back.
I mean, look at the Diakabi who started. He was at fault for the first 2 goals because they were penalties for Josip Ilicic, and he was subbed off at halftime. He was not having a good day, and then Coquelin was later subbed off. So Valencia were having injury troubles in the back line,
Yes.
which was unfortunate for them, and definitely didn't help them throughout this 2-legged affair.
I'm actually surprised Valencia were able to score 3 goals and actually have a decent second leg. I thought this would be a very one-sided finish kind of thing.
I mean, to be fair,
They still lost at home though.
Yeah,
which is
but I
not
was
good.
kind of expecting like a 4-1 again kind of thing. Because Atalanta can score.
There's a
goals.
4-3. That's kind of
Atalanta
close.
can score a lot of goals.
yes.
Because we've seen.
Can they defend? That's the question.
Yes, Atalanta, the team that you hated
Yes.
like 6 months ago,
Yes.
and I told you
Listen,
team is good.
Leicester smashed them. I thought they were going to be shockingly bad.
Yeah, they lost. They only had 1 point in the first 4 Champions League fixtures, and they still got to the round of 16.
So my question is, when they get through to the next round and they come up against arguably a very big team, are they able to defend good enough to go through?
I don't know about that, but again, I think they can outscore their opponents.
It depends who they come up against.
If you concede 3 against Valencia, will you concede 5 against PSG?
But then
it just depends. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe they could still score 5 against PSG.
That'd be wild. A 5-5 draw at the Parc des Princes.
I wanted Atlanta and Leipzig. I think that would be a great match.
That would be a very open game.
I think that would be
Because Gasperini, we get praised to Nagelsmann. Gasperini has his own
Yes,
system that
yes.
works perfectly, where many players leave Atalanta, and most of them are just fool's
Now,
gold.
if the quarterfinals do happen, I would like to see Leipzig versus Atalanta.
I
That'd be sick.
That's what he
That's
just said
what
like
I
a minute
just-
ago.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know you
know
weren't.
this. I just clue out sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, but I agree. That'd be a great game. Just open play.
Greg.
And to have one of those teams to make it to the semifinals would be nuts. Like,
Yeah, Atalanta got already 50 million through Champions League earnings through this
that's
already.
huge for them,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a club that hasn't really had that much money invested into them.
And
too.
if it does, be postponed for, I hope that they can have fans in the stadium when they
When it
come
does
back
come
because they deserve to have their fans there. I know.
mean, at least
they
Atlanta-
celebrated with the shirt saying it's for their stadium
it's
kind
just
of thing.
Weird, like you can hear all these, like the touch of the ball and everything when there's no fans. It's the screaming of the players.
Oh, one of my favorite was
Yeah.
I forget was it I think it was the Dortmund PSG match, and the ref is just relax, and you just can hear him. It's just like, wow, it's
what they
interesting.
say, yeah.
But
It makes it like it's a different game, honestly.
It's a different side of it. It's a different
Yeah.
viewing kind of thing. It's something that most fans don't get to see, but it's interesting insight kind of thing.
I think when there's a lot at stake, it's fine because the players still play to a high
But
level.
it makes it
But when
less
If that was just a regular
entertaining.
league match, I think it would just be like
it would suck.
yeah, it would. It's so much different.
It's like, we saw Juventus beat Inter Milan in an empty stadium. And as I go, would that have been different if there was fans, extra energy, extra buzz? Because that would be such a huge game for the Serie A title.
I mean, Juventus had their best match of the season in that. with no
Exactly.
fans.
Yeah.
Maybe they shouldn't play with fans most.
Sorry, Turin, you're not allowed to come anymore.
All right,
Ronaldo's just puts out a tweet. Don't show up,
Yeah.
please.
We don't want you here.
do you guys have anything else to say about the Champions League?
Out of the 4 teams that went through, who do you think will go the furthest?
PSG.
Atalanta.
That's a shout.
I mean, I think both of them can go very deep.
I respect that.
I'm
See,
gonna
that's
say
what
I'm
I
gonna
was-
say out of the 4, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with Atletico Madrid.
See, that's what I was gonna say because they did just beat the best team in Europe.
And they have a coach who's been there. He knows how to get to a final.
We've seen Atletico Madrid
If-
been in what was it 5 out of the 10
You got a
last
point
years
there,
they've been
but they
European
did
finals.
beat a Liverpool team in their worst form.
But
So it's
if
It also depends on the next draw.
Yeah.
if
and
they can
everything.
score, we know they can defend.
give me Atletico Bayern. That'd be interesting to see.
In the final?
Either
just
or,
next
I don't.
round.
It doesn't matter.
Next round.
I think they'll be because Bayern have been scoring goals from wherever it seems without Lewandowski as well. So
it'll be interesting to see.
But it depends on the next draw and what
Yeah.
teams
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
through.
100%.
to the
and
next
of course if it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
next week.
We
What
look-
games are there any games next week that are
Let me
not in?
Tell you right now, the next week games are on the 17th of
Is there
March.
any games with fans next week?
Generally, Juventus Lyon could be cancelled because of the.
Oh, definitely.
Because
Yeah.
they
It's
can't.
in-
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
in touring.
And there's also Manchester City, Madrid. As of right now, City is still open stadium because England hasn't closed anything.
There's
but
only
we'll
one
see.
way. There's only one way of fixing all this. I think I have a very genius idea.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
FIFA, pro clubs. Each team makes a pro clubs. And they all play each other. I think that's.
I know Bayern
That
versus
sounds actually really funny, but
I know
Yeah.
Bayern versus Chelsea is closed door already, and Barcelona, Napoli as well.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
It's a shame. You know what sucks for the fans who've already bought tickets for the away games.
They should get refunds unless
Yeah.
if they're Juventus fans who say,
I-
"Oh,
yeah.
you don't get the refunds."
I mean, just in general, like so many events are being canceled because of coronavirus. Like I know my cousin, he bought tickets to the Ultra Music Festival, I think in Vegas or something, and he's not getting a refund.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
that's
just-
scummy.
So yeah.
No,
It's just terrible. It's a terrible situation right now, and Hopefully
It's something,
it gets
it's something
better.
that I don't think sport in our generation, at least, has ever seen before. Where
I'm pretty sure the last time a league was stopped, like a big league like Syria, was like before the World War.
World War II, yeah, 100%.
Because
I
of
don't
the
think
wars,
SARS created this much like dilemmas, right? Did it?
I don't know. I don't think we were.
We're not
We
really
were alive.
medical
No,
experts.
we were alive during
We
SARS.
were
That was
alive,
in
but,
03.
but we're not
But
exactly
from what I
medical
remember,
experts.
the last like biggest pandemic near
Sick.
this was probably what the swine flu, H1N1.
Ebola, yeah.
No, not Ebola. That wasn't a pandemic. But no, yeah, everyone.
Sorry.
Why are we on like?
We're not doctors. We don't.
We're not historians either, it seems. So
Let's wrap this up because this is be a Champions League midweek episode. We like to
Yeah.
try to keep it a
half
little
of
bit
it's
quicker.
Half of it's been about Champions League. Half of it hasn't.
Hey,
Been.
it's
And,
okay. It's
thank
all,
you-
it's all,
thank you
it's
for
all
being
here's
tied
the thing.
in.
Here's the thing. If the football does get canceled, give us some video ideas if you'd like to see. Maybe
Yes,
you know,
100%. Comment down below. Give us your thoughts. What you would like to see in case of a break, like Woz said.
What about
Yeah.
something like we play a FIFA season and then after each match we talk about that FIFA match?
Potentially, we'll see what
Maybe.
happens. But comment down below. Give us your thoughts on
why
what you.
FIFA? Well, Pez.
My God.
Also, do you think United's gonna win tomorrow?
Oh, of course, it's LASIK eye surgery. When I see that team, I think of that company, LASIK eye surgery. It's United. Come on, we're in great form, man. I'm
Can
fully
I
confident.
do an outro or are you?
Is Rangers gonna win tomorrow?
No,
No, probably not. I hope so.
no,
Come on, you Rangers.
no.
Just want to.
I want to comment down below. Give us your thoughts on the Champions
If you're
League.
still here, thank you very
Yes,
much.
100%. We greatly appreciate the support we've been getting. Keep subscribing, keep liking, commenting, sharing our videos. Hit us up on Instagram, TikTok. We're trying to get at 17,000.
I mean, we're almost there.
I
Yeah.
We're
will
almost there,
double
but
check if
hit
we're
us
there.
up.
We're not, but yes.
Get us there.
And yeah, thank you for all of you subscribing,
Yeah.
whether on YouTube or on audio apps.
Yeah.
If you are subscribed, hit the bell so you are aware of when we post, because we are going to try to start posting more frequently and you'll want to see that kind of thing. But from Woz, if he pays attention, give us a wave, Woz. There we go. From Woz, from Lucas, from Greg, and myself, Liam, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been yet another week of the beautiful game. We will see you next time.
I'm sorry I changed your title. I should have told you
You're
before.
okay. I do forgive you.
Thank you.
He changed your title and Waz took my spot. I'm pissed.